Hey, how's it going? My name's Greg. I'm a photographer, filmmaker out in Southern California. And right now I'm trying to come up with like a semi-permanent little situation for my room just to kind of have like a little room studio vibe type deal going on. Setup right now, as I have it, is a Canon 6D stuck between two lenses, right? I've got this 28mm 2.8, which we'll switch to right now. But first, we're going to talk about the Super-Takumar, the 20mm f4.5. It's got its pros, it's got its cons, and that's kind of the other reason why I'm also leaning a little towards this JCPenney 28mm 2.8. The main reason behind this is just having a setup that I don't use too often out and about. This is kind of my backup camera. I wouldn't feel too bad kind of just leaving it here, leaving it plugged in, wired up, and then just flip this on, flip my light on, and boom, we're good to go. For my light, I'm using this ZHIYUN 25 watt bicolor light. I got it on sale. I think it was like 40 bucks. I have it on a magic arm with a clamp that is, yeah, literally super easy setup, whatnot. Camera, I'm a big fan of vintage lenses. I have a whole collection. I have two kits of vintage lenses. I have a Canon FD set, and then I have this M42 mount set, which is for my Pentax camera. This one's a little bit softer than the JCPenney lens, but I like that it's wide, and I like kind of just how much depth it has, and it has like a natural vignette. A reasoning for wanting to go with this lens would be just that I get a little bit more of me in the frame. And then if I want to crop to vertical or whatever, I get more of me instead of how in my previous reels, it's been just kind of like a close-up of, it's got a lot nicer of a minimum focus distance. I can get way closer. I feel like it might even have macro capabilities without it being labeled on there. As for the negatives on this, it's got a lot of distortion. Like if you look around the edges, that vignette is it's pretty gnarly. It's been a little bit awkward getting the composition right, because if I move just slightly, it kind of like shifts because of the distortion. It kind of like shifts me around a lot, so it's been a little annoying. Same thing, I was talking about the vignetting. The corners are a little bit softer. Also, just the way that I lay myself, it's very spotlighty, it's very sourcey, and then also there's not as much. I can't speak. This lens doesn't have a whole lot of subject separation. While we get a bigger scale of the room, you can see me and the background better. But, you know, it's not blurred out. I'm not, you know, you don't get that 3D pop or anything. Man, my light just died. I guess we're switching to the other lens. But yeah, this is the 28mm 2.8. This is actually a JCPenney lens I found. I actually thrifted this lens for about like $7. I'm biased towards this, right? This is my favorite focal length. I use this for street photography. I've used it for professional shoots, for portraits, for landscape. I feel like it's a very versatile focal length. But for my room and how small it is, I feel like I am in a really tight, confined framing. I like this lens. I feel like the perspective it gives is nicer. It doesn't have as bad of like a problem with distortion. I feel like the isolation is a lot better. Like for example, right, we're like at 2.8, right? Like the background's a little bit blurrier. It's not like as defined as like a 50mm, but I feel like it's nice and pleasant. You know, it's not too much. This is a little bit sharper of a lens. And this lens is a little bit softer. There's nothing wrong with that at the end of the day, you know. It's just aesthetics, and I personally love the vintage feel and look of this one. But at the same time, I feel like this is a little too soft. Might not feel as normal because it might feel like a little too tight of a shot for what it is and what we're doing. Let me know what you think. Do you feel like you like this lens better? Do you like the 20mm better? What are we thinking? What's the vibe? Help me pick out a lens. You know, if you feel like this look looks better or the previous one looks better, let me know. Tell me. And also, if you have a recommendation on a different lens that I could use and just kind of like leave here permanent, just kind of like set it and forget it type deal, yeah, give me a recommendation. I'd be down to check it out. Like I said, it would have to be EF compatible at the moment because that's it's a lens mount that I'm working with. But you know, in the future, if you know this thing does well, I might be able to justify, you know, upgrading or trying something different. Anyways, let me know what you think. And, you know, if you agree or disagree with my choices, I'll probably be flipping between these two lenses for now. Thank you for watching, and, you know, hope you enjoyed this. And hopefully this will lead to something a little bit more consistent.